Why'd I quit when I loved going to work? It didn't take long to get promoted since the last manager was demoted and proved himself to be a total jerk. Hey, you deserve it, he said with a smirk. Chris is an asshole. No one devoted more time than me. Fuck him, he exploded. I'm glad he quit without going berserk. The next week, though, an earthquake struck the town and everyone else was forced to quit too. But food can't make itself. People still ate, and my new job was to hold the fort down. It's my job to figure out what to do. That means work all day, every day? Great. That means work all day, every day? Great. Without fresh applications, I was stuck. Even the owner had lost his new truck. He said he'd find help, I just had to wait. Tommy, who I replaced, came to my aid, because he couldn't find work at all. What luck! I could help him get a few extra bucks. 9 times out of 10, though, he showed up to work late, until he said he was ending his life and I needed to take care of his pets. I called the police and he didn't run, sending me a pic of blood on a knife. The message, only way to pay my debts. No one said this was supposed to be fun. No one said this was supposed to be fun when a couple applied at the same time. When it opened availability, chimes rang in my mind, so I hired them as one. The next day, though, Chica went to jail. A gun was found in her car with previous crimes on record. Rico couldn't pay a dime for bail. The charges dropped for possession. Back to work in a week. Next thing I know, they're lying about doctor's visits. Rico supported Andy's transition. The problem was the name his ID showed didn't match his check. Yes, I can fix it, and I won't quit until the job is done. Andy won't quit until the job is done, but the restaurant still needed tons of help. I went so far to put an ad on Yelp, so the owner sent me his eldest son, who had to meet specific conditions to stick around this place to sell his help. Plus, he had a bad tendency to yell profanity at customers. When money disappeared, he was on register. Then he'd tell his dad that nothing was being cleaned properly, the store in a state of incomprehensible disaster, reflecting my poor management skills, me trying hard to not surrender to hate. Trying hard to not surrender to hate, I added 2 more people to our staff. To find out one with cancer tore his calf and couldn't lift 5 pounds. Why compensate unemployment? Why try to terminate him when I could cut his hours by half? His utter uselessness now makes me laugh. I don't want to lay around getting paid, something I've never had to do before. The other guy I hired was just as bad, except he had 4 kids control his fate. At least he produced notes from a doctor. I felt so sorry for getting so mad. These unreliable character traits. These unreliable character traits can't even get along with each other. They make me treat them like I'm their father. When something goes wrong, they can't give it straight. Then the owner has to call me to braid me over here, say, but he can't bother to get a ride here to help solve all their collective problems. If he can inflate his ego any bigger, he would burst. What am I saying? I'm a team player. I'm glad to receive a real first-hand lesson in running your own business. It's the worst. Unappreciation seems to layer dead faith in humanity, feeling undead. Faith in humanity, feeling unable to survive on my own, forces beyond our control, all the excuses. Right when I thought I never saw the sun anymore, a rare glimpse, in walked Mike Chun, ready to get back to work. His house was finally repaired, saving our asses. Maybe I'd get a day off. The kitchen had never been cleaner, morale was high. But then everyone learned Chica's real name, then she quit in a rage. Of course, then Rico went with. Something happened in my opinion, her and Mike. But who's to blame? Unexpected, dramatic devastation. Unexpected, dramatic devastation seemed to crop up around every corner. Learn to expect chaos and disorder. No more attempts for human connection. When once the first does, the others will threaten to quit if they don't get a raise, more or less strapping my neck in a vice. Borderline tendencies extend typical Monday flair, flexing my overgrown power. Discipline, such an arduous process. Verbal warnings were quick to write us. 18 for the store and we vote who's fired. I don't care who, they're all so obnoxious. They're only quiet when I'm scrubbing plates. They're only quiet when I'm scrubbing plates. My moment of zen when the work gets tough. Cleaning dishes for exercise would buff my arm muscles since I don't masturbate or have time to go out and find a mate. The stress I'm under's too much to get off, and I've suddenly developed a cough that I should get checked out. Anticipating another wave of workers to come and go. I didn't flinch when cancer guy died, just another shift to fill the blank. 3 more from before the quit came back. Dumb me over scheduled, but I had to try to keep this ship from sinking in the tank. To keep this ship from sinking in the tank, I tried to keep everyone happy here. Encourage them to make this a career. And increase all their earnings in the bank. Offering rewards to improve their rank. But now when I walk in, I see them sneer, and all I want to do is chug some beer and make them one by one walk off the plank. That's not what I signed up for as the boss, especially since we used to be friends. Finally, Chris, the owner, could come back. Sympathetic, everyone suffered loss from the earthquake. But we'd begin again. Productivity would get back on track. Productivity would get back on track. Thousands of people were hit this year. Savings tied up in insurance claims, near-death experiences, citywide blackouts, earthquake forced so many to pack up and leave. Some say goodwill is a miracle, but it's natural. I'd say we're, as a species, deserving a smack. Then again, I'm dangling on the edge, a little psycho, resharpening knives, while daydreaming of being a desk clerk, buried in paper with persistent hand cramps, injecting coffee to stay alive. Positivity looks for any perk. Positivity looks for any perk. Despite the stress, the weeks always rushing, the feet dragging, mind melting, soul crushing. Schedules kept changing, spinning me in circles. Literally, I tripped, fell over, cracking my skull, getting a concussion. Then came down with pneumonia. Discussion of how long it would take to recover continued south. Chris came by to ask how I was doing, and my job was still saved, and he just shaved, and the room still stank. He took a swig and handed me his flask. I guess he realized that'd be overkill. Some people just don't know how to show things. Some people just don't know how to show things. Tommy popped in because he heard I was sick. He didn't kill himself, it was a trick. He had sent to a side hall here flanking the building. The psych ward, it was a prank. So he's out, a fucking maniac prick, but free. He heard Chris had made his son Rick manager. While he ranted, I shrank into the bed, closing my eyes, drifted into oblivion. Sick of thinking. Keeping them closed, moving them around, cracking light accompanied great weight lifted. When I died, the restaurant honored a king. They hung my name engraved up on a plaque. They hung my name engraved up on a plaque. Talk about surprised to see me. He gave me the plaque in a hug. He thought the grave had taken me, so replaced me. But accidents happen, and though he didn't actually have a position, my behavior and work ethic were by far his favorite. Then he fired Rick, calling it a sacrifice. They couldn't stand each other after working together. Here's your clipboard, count the inventory. Do you know Mercury's a retrograde right now? How's traffic out there? Fine? Go get a Megazord. Glad I quit, but I love going to work. That means working all day, every day, great. No one said it was supposed to be fun, and I won't quit until the job is done. Trying hard, not surrender to hate. These unreliable character traits. Dead faith in humanity, feeling unable. Dead faith in humanity, feeling dramatic. Devastation, they're only quiet when I'm scrubbing plates. Keep this ship from sinking in the tank. Productivity will get back on track. Positivity looks for any perk. Some people just don't know how to show things. They hung my name engraved upon a plaque. Why'd I quit? When I loved going to work.